Have you ever sat in silence so long that you started to hear your own thoughts speak back to you? The Buddha once said, "He who sits alone, walks alone, lies down alone, and tames himself alone, shall find delight in solitude." Most people hear these words and feel afraid because being alone sounds empty. It sounds quiet. And in that quiet, everything you've been avoiding starts to speak. But the truth is this: silence doesn't hurt you, it heals you. Solitude doesn't break you, it builds you. Every great transformation begins in the quiet. Every awakening starts when the noise finally stops. Now we begin the journey. From the illusion of connection to the truth of solitude. From loneliness to power. From noise to awakening. Each part will take you deeper until you finally meet yourself. Part 1. The Illusion of Connection. We live in a world overflowing with noise. A million voices call our name, yet none truly know us. We scroll, we post, we perform, and still we feel unseen. We mistake constant contact for connection, distraction for fulfillment, and being surrounded for being understood. Our society celebrates the crowded life, full calendars, full inboxes, full rooms. But a full life is not the same as a meaningful one. We've learned to fear silence as if it were failure, to think that if you are alone, something must be wrong with you. So we chase attention like oxygen, forgetting that even the loudest applause fades in seconds. But what if you stopped chasing the noise? What if you allowed the silence to speak? Because silence always tells the truth, and the truth is, connection without depth is emptiness wearing a mask. Comfort can become the softest prison, and the more we cling to it, the smaller our world becomes. Real growth begins the moment you stop running from yourself. Part 2. The Path of the Buddha. Before he became the Buddha, he was a prince, a man surrounded by beauty, pleasure, and endless luxury. Every desire was satisfied before it even formed. Every day was filled with music and celebration. And yet, something inside him whispered, "This is not it." He saw old age, sickness, and death, the realities his palace had hidden from him. He realized that pleasure cannot protect you from pain, and comfort cannot shield you from truth. So one night, he walked away from it all. He left behind the gold, the power, the noise, and entered the silence of the forest. There he met 5 monks who believed salvation came through suffering. They starved themselves, punished their bodies, believing that pain would lead to purity. The prince followed them for 6 long years. His body grew thin, his mind grew weary, and finally he realized, indulgence and deprivation are 2 sides of the same illusion. Pleasure and pain both bind you when you cling to them. Freedom is not in either extreme. It lives in balance. So he found the middle way, neither indulgent nor ascetic, but awake. He began to eat again, and the monks, disappointed, left him. Alone once more, he sat beneath the Bodhi tree, with nothing left to prove and nothing left to lose. He closed his eyes, he breathed, and in that infinite stillness, the man who was a prince disappeared, and the Buddha was born. When everyone left, silence stayed, and in that silence, truth revealed itself. Part 3. The Mirror of Loneliness. Loneliness is not your enemy, it is your mirror. It reflects everything you refuse to face and shows you the cracks in your heart that only awareness can mend. Most people spend their lives running from loneliness. They drown it in music, relationships, distractions, but it always finds them again in the spaces between the noise. You cannot destroy loneliness, you can only transform it. Because loneliness is energy, and energy cannot die, it can only change form. When you resist loneliness, it becomes pain. When you embrace it, it becomes power. Loneliness reveals the truth about your dependence on others. It asks, who are you when no one is watching? What remains when the world turns quiet? If you can answer that, if you can face yourself in that silence, you become unshakable. Because the one who is at peace alone can never be broken in the crowd. Part 4. The Conversion, Turning Loneliness into Solitude. Solitude is the transformation of loneliness into light. It is the moment you stop saying, "I have no one," and begin to say, "I am with myself." Loneliness seeks escape. Solitude seeks understanding. When you stop running, the silence begins to open like a door, and you start to see that emptiness is not absence, it is space. Space to rebuild, space to breathe, space to remember who you are without the noise of others. Purpose is the bridge between loneliness and peace. When your energy has direction, the silence becomes fertile. You no longer drown in thoughts, you dive into them, and you learn from what you find. Solitude is not about rejecting the world. It's about preparing to return to it, whole, grounded, and awake. Only the one who knows how to stand alone can walk among others without losing themselves. So stop fearing solitude. Start using it. Make it your teacher, not your tormentor. Because solitude is not the end of your journey. It's the beginning of your strength. Part 5. The practice. Vipassana and awareness. The Buddha taught Vipassana, the art of seeing things as they truly are. It is not a religion, it is a practice of presence. You don't need mountains or temples. You only need a moment. 15 minutes of honesty with yourself. Turn off the world, sit down, close your eyes. Notice your breath. Rising, falling, rising again. Notice your thoughts, appearing, shifting, disappearing. Don't judge them, don't fight them, just watch. Your thoughts are like clouds crossing the sky. Your emotions are like waves on the ocean. And you are the sky. You are the ocean. When you see this, you begin to understand impermanence. Everything comes, everything goes. Nothing stays. Not joy, not pain, not even identity. This realization is freedom, because once you stop clinging, you stop suffering. The storm will pass, and beneath it, the sky of awareness remains untouched. That is Vipassana, not to escape reality, but to see it clearly. Part 6. The reflection. Awakening in the quiet. Solitude is not a punishment, it is preparation. The classroom where your soul learns the language of peace. If you fear being alone, it's not solitude you fear. It's the truth waiting in the silence. But once you face it, you realize you were never truly alone. Life has been walking beside you in every breath. Every forest begins in silence. Every sunrise rises from darkness. Every awakening happens when the noise ends. So take time each day to meet yourself. 15 minutes. No phone, no screen, no escape. Just breath. Just presence. Just you. Because the world's loudest voices can only guide you so far. The final step is always taken in silence. Enlightenment is not found in temples or scriptures. It is found in the quiet corners of your own soul. The space where silence becomes strength and peace becomes power. And when you reach that space, you will understand what the Buddha meant. He who sits alone, walks alone, lies down alone, and tames himself alone, will find delight in solitude.